The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Anthony Dorsett, Damontre Moore, and Newy Scruggs.
Welcome into the Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming here from the Star in Frisco in the SWBC studios. I'm Kyle Yeomans filling in for Newy Scruggs here this afternoon. Pleased to be joined by the rest of the cast and crew of the Players Lounge. Feeling extra spicy today, right?
Wow. I feel like you in a locker room
Yeah,
a little
this
bit.
is good.
You know,
This is good for me. We had our podcast this morning on Talking Cowboys. We kind of went through it and ranted a little bit about the 31-14 loss the Cowboys had at the hands of the Chicago Bears. Now I get to talk to the guys that really know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I'm saying that's directly looking at Isaiah Stanback from no, I'm just kidding.
Throwing shots at you, stand back.
I love me some Isaiah Stanback. We've got Anthony Dorsett, Damontre Moore,
Yes, sir.
Barry Church, BC over here, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Yeomans. All right, Barry.
Yo.
You talked about it a little bit on postgame last night.
Yeah, for sure.
It was rough.
It was rough. And, we dissected it a little bit, in the post game, our thoughts offensively, defensively, coaching. We went through the whole gamut. But after, sitting down, taking another look at the tape and seeing what's going on defensively, I'm even more worried about this team than I was after the game. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. When looking at it, I just don't understand the lapses in coverage. So I'm going to start there first. I'm going to start in the secondary first. And I just don't understand the lapses in coverage. Like, I can one or two trick plays here and there. You might have a guy open, but consistently, having wide receivers open where there's a 10-yard gap between them and the nearest defender is just, it's remarkable. And I know this isn't a secondary that's littered with, all pros all over the place. I know you got Diggs out there. Malik Hooker's a solid player. Those guys got experience. But, man, they got to put up a little bit more than what I've seen. Now, with saying that, I got to say this as well. You can have Darrelle Revis. You can have Patrick Peterson. You can have Jalen Ramsey. You can have Rob Woodson at one safety and Ed Reed at the other safety. If you can't touch the quarterback on the opposing team, it don't matter. It don't matter. Quarterbacks are too good in this league to where if you give them that much time in the pocket to where they're just kind of chilling like, oh, man, let me see my options out here, your secondary is going to get diced apart. And we saw that last week against Russell Wilson, turn the clock back on him. We saw it this week against Caleb Williams, a guy that had struggled the first couple games. He wasn't touched. I don't even know if he had a pressure.
No, he didn't have any
pressure last week, and he tore these boys apart. So as much as I want to get on this secondary about having, leaving guys scot-free and just being open out there, if you have zero pass rush, like I said, it don't matter who you got in the secondary, you're going to get diced up.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back to what I keep repeating and keep saying. This team thought they was going to have Michael Parsons. This team thought they was going to have an eraser in some shape, form, or fashion that they do not have anymore, and it was lost at the last second. So you don't have the opportunity to go out there and say, hey, let me put a Band-Aid on this with this guy here or bring in these few guys. It didn't happen. And so I hear what you guys say about Eberflus's defense and everything else like that. I know that in his back pocket, he thought he had a Michael Parsons too. Yeah. And any defensive coordinator in this league right now that has a chance to have anybody like that, a star caliber player like that, has as you like to call, the big joker. Okay? Ain't no more big joker. Right? But then at the same time, just like you said, Church, it's just not happening up front. It's also happening in the back end. And unfortunately, like in this building, what I'm seeing is like with money comes responsibility. And that ain't always the way it should go. You know, fortunately for me, I was able to be a part of some older teams. We had some vets. You know what I mean? And so, like, the veterans in the locker room, if they were true vets, were able to establish the culture, establish some identity, and just teach you how to be a pro.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of veteran leadership in here that can honestly show these guys how to be pros. And then when it boils down to what I like to say, talent or technique, like, we saw some bad technique and we saw some bad talent as well, but we seeing some bad technique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so with all this stuff coming together, it's, you know, like you like to say you're having a perfect storm. They are having the perfect, terrible storm. The worst storm that you could ever imagine right now.
Had to hesitate on that word.
Yeah. I'll get ready to fill it in. I was like, nah.
That's not the perfect storm. But no, I agree with y'all wholeheartedly. And unfortunately, the first few weeks, because I try to be optimistic. This is the Players Lounge, so we do get real on here. I'm always an optimistic guy. Perception's everything. Glass is half full, half empty. I was talking to one of my really, really good friends. He's like an honorary father to me. Big Cowboys fan since back in the day with the Oilers. And he texted me. He said, I don't see how you can go on the show and talk about them today. Like, literally, this is what they're doing. And when he's talking about that, I felt his energy. I felt the cohesiveness, like, exuberating from this text message. And it's like, I couldn't help but think about that locker room, and what AD is always saying is that you have Micah Parsons, you have that. Well, we've been a part of those good defense. Like you said, don't matter if you got a Darrell Reeves, this and that. Like, if you got that, what they say, that's a Band-Aid. It's covering the real cracks behind that. But now that you don't have that eraser, because we know an eraser, what does an eraser come from? A mistake. A lot of mistakes have been shown out here, and unfortunately, Micah Parsons in the past, like, he will be able to disguise that by getting the sack here, or at the end of the season, you're top 5 in sacks, or you lead the league in sacks and stuff like that. It's like, oh, that defense is good. They're only one play away. Like, you got your Batman, you got your Robin, and we thought these were a lot of role players, but now that Batman is gone and you see these role players, it's like, ooh, it wasn't what we thought it was. And like you said, it gets back to what you were saying in Eberflus. I've been around this guy. Is he probably upset that he lost Micah? Yeah, but I know that he loves taking on challenges. I know that as much as he loves celebrating the big guys, he's one of those guys that loves celebrating the smaller name guys. Like, he's like, yo, my system is an energy and effort system. But what I do see is I really want to know who it was that did the quote when Nui posted in our group chat yesterday. It was one of the captions that was a still frame from after the game, post-game. One of the DBs was like, oh, yeah, man, if we're not getting pass rush and, you know, in a defense of where they tell you to go get pass rush and then turn back around and go chase the ball, you know, you can't get down the field or something. Like, it sounded like it was kind of an excuse that was going.
Heard
there.
a lot of those.
And then now that you're hearing a lot of these excuses, now that you're seeing people pointing but not pointing, you don't have somebody directly saying you, or let me see the camera. Somebody saying you, but you got somebody hitting the Adam Sandler saying, hey, don't rile the brothers up. It wasn't me, but we just. Ain't
gonna point no elbows.
Yeah, as the secondary, we got to have better communication, and we got to be in our spots. But also with that, we need pass rush to come help us out. Oh, pass rush is sitting there saying, yeah, we just got to do better and this and that, but we stopped here and there. Like, I'm starting to see those nuances of people pointing out at each other, and it's like, unfortunately, it may become the time to say that regardless of whatever things have been coming out the locker room, Michael was the glue. Michael was this guy. This whole offseason fiasco, I think, is starting to seep over there to where now you're having guys with built-in excuses saying, oh, like, oh, he wasn't here this, oh, he wasn't there. And, like, now I'm starting to, the energy that I am seeing from guys giving comments is not the comments of, hey, we're about to come back and do this. It's the more of the comments like, you know how it gets when people start losing or you feel like the team isn't there? Let me go get mines now. And like you said,
that's a fact, too.
I can't help but think of the great vets that I've been around. Like, being in a locker room like Seattle Seahawks, you had Cam Chancellor, the Cliff Avrils, the Mike Bennett's, but the real guys that held that stuff down, the KJ Rice, the Doug Ball.
The glue pieces.
Like, the glue pieces. These are star players within their own perspective, but these are guys that said, hey, I'm so much of a vet, I don't care. I know what to do. Hey, Damontre, tighten up. Remember, you can't do this. You ain't Bobby and this and that. Like, you lost Micah. You got Trayvon doing what he's doing. You got Dak that is a leader but not leader. But when I say leader but not leader, it's from what I'm seeing in the media, it's not when I was in that locker room. When you had Tyron Smith that was the silent giant,
Right.
he didn't say much, but in that locker room or in that meeting room when the O-line came here, let's get this done. You had Travis Frederick. You had a young Zach Martin that got ushered into this the right way. Hell, even when Dez was here, you had Dez that taught these guys how to be a Dallas Cowboy receiver, embrace that Drew Pearson mentality. Teed up Terrence Williams over there on the sideline. And right now, I don't see that big vet that's saying, hey, guy, F this, let's go get the win.
Offensively, I would say they straight. Like Dak, that's one of the best leaders I ever been around.
And I take that back about 4. But it can't just be one leader. It's a cohesiveness. It's usually a guy in the front end and a guy in the back end, and then your role piece.
Well, since you're talking about defense, who's the leader on the defensive side?
You don't have it. And so that's where it's like in the past, typically I felt like they had the defensive presence as leaders. Like you had a guy like Terrence Crawford that was a silent leader that didn't get any respect, but then you had a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence that was the big voice. Hey, when we need to charge somebody up, we knew how to charge him up. He knew how to charge them up in the media without giving them too much bulletin board material. Then you got the young guys that galvanized around them, a young Trayvon Diggs, those guys, the Vanderbosch that was there.
Vander Esch.
Vander Esch. You had those guys that filled in right now. Now you don't have any of that. You got
probably your 2 guys are Kenny Clark, who you just traded for.
He was just here.
I love
right
him.
at the beginning.
But he just got here.
So you got to establish it to a certain extent. The other one's probably Damone Clark, who's been in and out of the lineup, and he doesn't say much either. So when you piece it all together from a defensive standpoint, and I love the way you use the term eraser, because you thought you were going to have that guy to finish, that eraser mentality of Micah Parsons. You don't have that. But you know what you do have? You do have an eraser that you can take to the chalkboard and try and find a new game plan. Because whatever's happening now through the first 3 weeks of the season, whether that's Eberflus or execution or scheme or whatever it ends up being across the board, it's got to be different.
It's a combination of both.
Exactly. And when you don't have a sack against a team like the Chicago Bears, which allowed 68 sacks of their rookie quarterback, who was a number 1 overall pick last year. 68, the tops in the NFL, most sacked quarterback of all time, and you didn't get a sack on him. There's no other team in the NFL where you can confidently look up and down the schedule and say, this Cowboys team is going to be better against them than they were against the Bears. You got to change something.
And if you're, and not to cut you off, but if you're a former, or we're all former players, but you know how it is in that locker room. If there's blood in the water, like, hey, we starting to hunt. It's crazy. The interesting fact was this man, Caleb Williams, has been sacked in every single game that he played, and up until yesterday. If I don't care if I'm not Micah Parsons, I don't care who I am, but me as a defensive player, I'm taking that on the chin. Like, bro, that's the first game that man went ungrazed. That's the first game that man felt safe as a defensive player.
Yeah, you already
it's controlled chaos.
And
I'm hot.
For me, the way I look at it, and one of these things we always used to say, you know what I'm saying, either from a higher level, either you're coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. Either you're coaching it or you're allowing it to happen.
I like that.
All right, so now we pray to God that they're not coaching bad techniques. Like Coach Majors, Johnny Majors was my coach at University of Pittsburgh. Came back to Pitt. He coached my dad when my dad was there, so he comes back, right? I remember one day Coach Majors was going off at practice. He's like, I know when I recruited these boys, they had talent. Y'all coaches didn't coach all the talent out of these kids. And so it's a thing, whereas, and we laughing, but we see dudes leave Dallas, and they go somewhere else, and they might ball out and have a crazy career.
Marcus Lawrence right now.
Come on.
Lawrence Armstrong.
This year. Lawrence Armstrong, Dante Fowler Jr.
And so, like, it was one of these things, like, as I was sitting here this morning, and I'm watching the game over, and, it was something that jumped into my head, and, like, it's going to sound crazy to y'all, but, like, is it systematic losing here now? Is it so entrenched? No. Is it so entrenched in the DNA and just like in the makeup of this organization and what's going on? Is that it's just like inevitable to get out of right now? Can they just not get out their own way, some kind of way?
That is not as crazy as you make it sound, because we all know that. Don't do that. They come to the players' lounge to get the facts. When we in the locker room, every year right when the season's coming, you know who's in the playoffs, who's not, and we know who's a free agent. When you're a free agent, you already said, hey, man, I know they ain't got that that over there. I know they ain't got that over there, but if I go over there, I'm going to get paid, but I'm about to lose for the rest of my career. There are certain organizations. Right now, the Browns are trying to turn it around, but we all know that during the offseason, it was like, hey, you go to the Browns to get paid, but you know you're losing over there. The Raiders tried to switch it around, but before Max Crosby got there, what were people saying about the Raiders? Now, back in your day, they was cold, but when I was there, like, it was like you lost those, go through those spells and you see them turning into those organizations where people don't want to be a part of them. Like, yeah, you might have won in the past, but right now, we know they're not winning. Their facilities are horrible. Or you know what? All they care about over there is the star player needs to get his touches, and it's not a team atmosphere. And so when you say that, it kind of makes me think about this. And I think about it because I think about my time at Texas A&M. Right when I was leaving, you know, you had guys like Von Miller. We were starting to be on the up and up. We beat Bama and stuff like that, to where when I left, everybody was like, oh, A&M might be competing for a national championship. And it was like, y'all aren't hungry no more. Y'all living off the past of what other people have done, to where this program, like, you're around and you're relevant enough to people say, they're going to do something, and then you just don't turn that corner. And it's like, what are you living off of? You're living off Johnny Manziel. You're living off Damontre. You're living off Vaughn, like these past. What are we doing? Are we still living off of the great 88 Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith? And when you think about this stuff, because they had the top offense. Because you had the guy that was the top pass rusher. Now it's like, we're only one play away. And it's like, nah, you got to get hungry. That eraser was taken, and unfortunately, the foundation is being shown right now, and it's shaky. You got one big domino right here, and the rest of them are falling, so it teeter-tots. The first 2 weeks, Dak Prescott, best quarterback in the NFL. This last week, Dak Prescott, he ain't there. So when your strong domino shows that he's human, who else is there to pick it up? When Michael Parsons is not there, we don't have nobody else on defense to pick it up. Right. Rome Duzier got Player of the Week by Good Morning Football, and I'm looking at the highlight. I said, man, I didn't realize how boys was out there playing connected.
And it's one thing if you ain't got it. You know, it's one thing if, hey, you know what, this team just ain't talented enough, whatever the case may be. You got the talent. You're hurting yourself, man.
Yeah.
And that's the more mind-blowing and the more frustrating part about all of this.
Yes.
Defensively, because offensively, they going to get right, I think. I mean, Dak, he's too good of a quarterback. I mean, they got weapons on that side.
Young running back doing good.
They'll be all right.
Offensive line played
well. They opened up the holes. But defensively, you're hurting yourself, blowing coverages. Like, it ain't like you're just getting routed. Yeah. Except for that one crazy technique that Diggs did, where he try to jam and turn in the zone. That's neither here nor there. But other than that, you're hurting yourself with these blown coverages, and that's got to be the frustrating part with Eberflus in this defense.
Can we talk about that on the other side of the break? Because hey, I've got 3 defensive guys here, so we're going to dive into the defense a little bit extra whenever we go into that matchup against the Bears. We'll talk about the offense in the third segment, but when we come back here on the Players Lounge, what is going on with the scheme and the thought process? Is this just a coordinator trying to learn his guys too late in the process? Let's talk about that when we come back right after this. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over. It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Returning for the 2025 NFL season, Boss reunites with the Dallas Cowboys to drop the next chapter of their iconic collaboration. The Boss Cowboys collection fuses fashion and football once again, capturing the fearless spirit of what it means to be your own boss. Just in time for kickoff, gear up in standout styles that show your team pride with a bold edge. Available now at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. Hashtag be your own boss.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Celebrate Oktoberfest at Rally Day presented by SeatGeek on Saturday, September 27th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get ready to cheer on your Dallas Cowboys. Tours of the AT&T Stadium. Plus enjoy the festivities, games, German-inspired food, beer, yes, you heard it right, beer in the Cowboy Stian, and more. Visit AT&T.com/Rally Days for tickets, more information. German food and beer, man? I'm not even a beer drinker, but that sounded good.
It's a good combo, man.
Barry was excited.
That's a good combo.
I see Barry. You see Barry got on his phone. Let me make a note.
That's a good combo.
He's currently on his
beer.
calendar.
Hey, he called
Some
it.
beer and soft pretzels like they do in Pittsburgh.
Here
Here we go, man. If you don't understand anything Pittsburgh related, these guys,
They don't know about the burger.
we're in Texas.
They don't know about the
We're in
burger,
Texas. Beer, barbecue, tailgates. It's all us.
I don't need to hear about Pamonti Bros and all that.
You know about it.
I don't need to talk about
Diddle.
You know
I don't
about
need to talk.
Okay.
Don't let them stunt. They know about it. They know about
We'll
it.
walk down the street to Moe's downtown. I'm just
See?
saying, come on now.
See, you
Nobody
know
Nobody
it.
know about the Berg like that.
He's
He's just trying to entertain y'all just a little bit. He's trying to entertain y'all. I would say like this defense is trying to entertain, but I don't know if they're entertaining us or if they're entertaining the other fan base.
How dare you? I'm filling in and you're comparing me to that defense.
Wow.
You're comparing me to that right now.
It's all we're all under one umbrella right now.
That's
We're trying to
ugly.
get them together.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you say? You got to challenge them.
It's true.
Apparently, with the type of team that we got, you got to challenge them through the media. So just be careful. Watch your DMs because you might get some.
For real.
Hey, it's a little jokey joke. It's the Players Lounge.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I said last show, don't send me no DMs. I am a player first. Barry is a player first. AD is a player first. And whoever sits in that chair,
Where we
they're
going next?
honorary
Where we
players.
going next?
We're Emmy winners. That's
There we
what
go.
are.
Emmy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know.
That's facts.
All right, like you said, going into the break, you're talking about the defensive side of the ball and the scheme that gets it there. You were talking about coverages and the way that they were playing off the ball in certain situations, the way they're playing on the ball in certain situations. When you looked back at the film, was it as bad going back through it today as it was watching it live when you were in the studio?
I would say it was just because the same mistakes are reoccurring.
Yeah.
And when you go through an Eberflus system, it's not difficult. Like that's the thing that
Simple.
It's very simple. You know, it's a 3x1 check, a 2x2 check. In the secondary wise, I don't know what y'all got on the line, but
it's
it's
very
secondary wise.
Like, take me through it real quick. So, at Eberflus defense, you go into a game plan with your defense.
Yeah.
How many coverages y'all gonna have up there?
You got a man.
Okay.
You got maybe 2 or 3 different fire zones, which means a blitz, but a zone behind it. And then you got your basic cover 2, cover 4, cover 3. And it's really simple because it's like, all right, they come out in 3x1. All right, this is what we're checking to. This safety's dropping down versus the, on the open side.
Right.
Roy, Lou, that's the communication. Roy, I'm coming down on the right side. Lou, I'm coming down on the left side. It's really simple. 2x2, you're going away from the nickel. So the nickel's on this side. Hey, I'm coming down Roy. And when it's 2x2,
golden rule.
if you down, you gotta carry the seams. Like it's super simple. It's not like a Rob Ryan or a Rex Ryan defense where they come out in 3x1. You're checking X, Y, Z. They come out, you're checking this, that, and the third. It's extremely simple, and they make it that way so your defense can play fast. Because that's all the Marinelli, Flus. They want you to play fast. They want you to play like your hair is on fire, and they want you to just go. And the less thinking, the more reacting, that's what they want. So when I see these defenses, and granted, the pass rush is non-existent, but when I see this and these safeties, they bad eyes. You see it all over the place. The vision is just wrong. You're not reading the keys. Question.
But I know it. I know the pass rush is not what it used to be, but let's not say non-existent.
But I think the man ain't get touched.
No, he didn't. No, he did not get touched. He did not. He did not. Oh, no. I'm going to sit there and say that. I will tell you, there is no consistent pass rush, none. But the few times that there are some wins, it's like you said, the holes in the defense. It's like it's both of the guys to where I feel like collectively they're falling down as a whole. Like, how many times have I told you I like what I seen from the young pup? I like what I seen from Houston. Like, he had a mean chop, like coming around the edge. But on that same play, I believe that was the play that Malik Neighbors got went over on Diggs, and it was bombs over Baghdad. So the few pass rushes that are winning, it's getting negated by misplaced and miscommunication.
But that's think about that touchdown to DJ Moore in the red zone.
There was nobody.
Williams was bouncing out of a collapsed pocket, but because he was able to extend the play and he had some level of exit there, that's when DJ Moore snuck behind Malik Hooker, and the bad eyes got him.
And that's why I think, for me, I think it's more so technique. This is just sloppy technique. Like, what do they say in scramble drills when we do pursuit drill? Get your eyes off the quarterback, find a receiver and grab him, put his hands on him. Once you scramble out the pocket, you can put your hands on him and jack him up. When he scrambled out the pocket, everybody's looking and floating, but if you're going to float, go attack. Go be the spy guy and really go get him. But don't have those bad eyes. And then as far as the pass rush, like, there is zero, is none on the edge. But you've been getting constant penetration up the middle and the nose week in and week out. So it's like, this is really just technique. And we all know that once it's like, hey, man, I didn't hit this guy with my best move and you not doing your job right now. It's like, all right, I'm trying to be the hero. And right now, what I see personally, and y'all can tell me if you're wrong, but I see too many heroes right now. I see too many people saying, hey, I'm pass rushing and I'm going to win, or whatever those other three need to do what they doing. I see too many people in the secondary like, oh, I'm trying to go for the big hit. I'm trying to do this and do that. And you getting put out of play on top of the sloppy technique. It sucks over here. And I think with Eberflus, like you said, when you don't have that eraser in there, like, right now, you're trying to galvanize the guys. You're trying to show them that you're schematically is going to work, but they're in such dire needs where they're saying this ain't working. Like, it is so simple. If it was a complex system, I could say, hey, you took your biggest eraser out here, and now guys are doing this other stuff. But we all know when you're in Eberflus, once it's checked, it stay checked. Go do this and play.
How easy is that to change, Anthony? When you look at bad technique, and let's talk specifically about the secondary. When it's bad technique on the backside, how quick can you make a switch there? Or is that something that takes time?
No, to a man, and Barry could tell you this, and Trey could tell you this too as well. Like, the one thing about being a professional athlete is that we could be hyper-focused. And so it doesn't take 2 to 3 weeks. Like, you can honestly watch some video of yourself and get so, like, just perturbed about what you're doing and what you're seeing, and just be like, no, I got to change this right now. You know, now collectively as a team, it takes a little bit longer because, like, once again, we don't know why this person's eyes are bad or what he's not seeing or what he's not hearing or whatever the case may be. But no, like, it can happen that fast. Like, if you want to make a change, you can decide to make a change.
Yeah.
But, you know, the whole thing about it is just like what we said. It's not just one piece. It's so many different pieces here, there, up front, the middle, and the back. So, you know, it's going to take some time. And to hear how simple this defense is, you know, like, I had Greg Williams as a D coordinator. And then in my first year in the league, we ran the 46, which is the hardest thing you could ever imagine to learn.
It's a tough defense.
Okay? And so, like, and so to have the communication and to have all this stuff and to make everything flow together well, it can be done.
Yeah.
You know, like if that defense can be successful, any defense can be, especially with one or two checks at the end of it. So I mean, it goes back to like what we talked about before. You got to make it so simple. And I don't know how we make it any easier than what it actually sounds like it is, besides guys just making up their mind.
When you're one-on-one.
Man, you can't. That's exactly what he going to do is tell you.
When you're one-on-one, man.
That's it.
All these coordinators that run this type of style of defense, when they get to their level of pistivity, they go in there and what do they say? Man, this is the most simplest defense that you have right now. Run this. Like, what else can I do? I can't do anything for y'all.
How are you grading out? And like, so I've always
we know.
I've
Go
always
check
been part of
PPF or
defenses
whatever.
that you had to grade out at least a certain number to even keep your starting position for the next week. You know what I mean? And so what I'm seeing on video, nobody's grading out.
Yeah.
No one's like literally played in that space to say, "Oh, I deserve to be back out here next week." It hasn't happened.
Is that more of a question of what the depth they have behind them to where cats are out here getting burnt left and right? You got mental mistakes in the secondary. You got guys along that defensive line not being able to win on one-on-ones, not being able to get to the quarterbacks. You got linebackers, missing tackles, not getting enough depth in the zones, and that's reoccurring. Does that go to show you that the depth behind them is that bad, or the coach is just like, man, we don't trust those guys to be able to fill in?
And that's been a question through the whole offseason.
Yeah.
You talked about the talent in that first segment, right? And you said this team has talent. That's plain and simple. You do at the top. You do from 1 to 10, 1 to 11. You feel pretty good about stacking your 1 and 11 going anywhere else in the league. But from 12 to 53 is where you've got a little bit of
getting shaky.
and it's a steep drop off.
Way drop. Yeah.
I think that like we talked about this before, and I don't know how the league. Well, I do understand how the league got to this because money speaks louder than anything. You know what I mean?
Money talk. But
there was a point in time where people actually used the preseason to get some cohesiveness with the players.
Yeah.
Now, preseason here has turned into like the celebrity hangout thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Hanging out on the sideline.
I'm not playing today, so let me go over here. I'm not a Devontae Adams type dude, but let me go over here and rub shoulders with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because and the whole thing that has transpired here has gone away from like keeping what's first supposed to be first, and that's football first.
Competitiveness.
Say it.
The game is getting soft.
Right.
He said it's too much friendly bumping going on.
Hey, I'm sitting over here and I'm watching stuff, and everybody that I see that the camera's in front of is a young dude, is a young player.
Yeah.
It's a young team.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm not even going to say it's just because of young dudes or this and that. It just goes to heart and that competitive nature. Like, just the coming over it, like, hey, I understand safety and all this type of stuff, but the mentality, like the aggressiveness that I fell in love with football, watching guys like Jesse Armstead, Michael Strahan, like we talking about two different caliber of players, one that talk trash, one that don't.
But they ain't going to be on their social media worried about what such and such saying about them.
They might not be. They might not be. But even if, I can't even say that because you got guys like Chad Johnson, Terrell Owens, like they were on the social media. They were active in that, but they were still competitors. Like that competitor, like you don't
two
big time divas.
They divas, but they still were competitors.
Yeah,
like it was balling. Like what they say. This is my craft. What Ocho say? Can't no corner hold me. I got the sweetest feet out here. They were so confident in their skills and they worked that hard in it to where it was like, bam. When it came to the offseason, you seen Santana Moss, Ocho, Terrell, and a young Antonio Brown. You seen them out there competing, and now it's too much of when you get out there. Oh, I got beat. Oh, man, this happened, or, man, no, we'll get it fixed. Like, it's too much of the polished answer, and you don't see people putting that onus on themselves where they say, I got to do this, because at the end of the day, this is a warrior's sport. This is a warrior's mentality. I come over here, and I dominate you. Too many times we see people getting dominated, and what coach used to say back in the day, if you end up on the ground, you better pop back up. Well, now when I turn on that Cowboys film, I see people getting dominated, and it's the, let me roll over real quick. Let me fix my jersey. And it's like, nah, I need to get up and bow somebody and go hit somebody. What they say on Friday? Hey, I know y'all ain't going to arrest nobody, but just whoop a little AD double snakes on the way down to the police station. And that's where we're starting to get to at this point. You were talking about 10 wins. Shoot, I'd be over there. Can you please just punch somebody? Can you please just maim them a little
Show some
bit?
kind of physicality
Just
here.
throw a rock at them.
Throw a little heart into it.
I mean, shoot, you might as well send this man an Instagram like and a TikTok emoji the way that we being soft out here. And that's what it's going to. We don't have that competitive edge. That's why I love watching y'all play. That's why when I came into the league, people was like, man, you was born in the wrong generation. Because I seen the change of people still competing like Justin Tuck, Mathis Kiwanuka, Jason Pierre-Paul, Sean Rogers, coming into a room like that. Then in the back end, you have Aaron Ross, Corey Webster, and Trail Rose. Like, these are all
You name them ballers,
like
though.
these,
Like,
no,
is it a talent thing here? Or
no,
is
but
it
no. This was
a
on the end of their.
competitive thing?
This is on the end of their career.
Those are
It's
still,
competitive
that's what I'm
thing.
saying. Like, these dudes are, they trying defensively.
they're
But they
competitors.
just don't have the talent.
Did you see his interview on? It was on just a little bit ago.
I didn't.
So he's talking about, I've been 7 different places and ain't never seen nothing like this.
Yeah.
These boys are spoiled.
Yeah.
That's the first thing he said.
Oh no, it
He
is
was
true.
talking to the media and he asked them.
You talking about Clowney?
Yeah. And he's like, all this that they got.
You do get spoiled. I can say it from being here to leaving, going to the Raiders before they had the new facility, to going to Canada and playing in the CFL where you barely you had to pay for your own meals.
You know what?
I don't know.
I've never
because I can't. I'm sitting there. I'm like, it's not like I don't see these guys hustling, and these guys
hustle. I don't see hustle.
Like sometimes you just ain't a dog. Like sometimes
There ain't
you
no
ain't.
dogs
The
here.
talent is just that big of a gap.
It
like
is.
it ain't like these dudes is just going out there like, man, you know what? I'm gonna get paid this week. Who on that defense is just getting unbelievably paid? You know what I'm saying? Like, Diaz, okay, but
that's the whole
everybody else
thing.
is trying to grind to get to that point.
But the mentality they're trying to, but you know as well as I do, none of them are showing you the work that it takes to get to that point.
But we can't say that.
Who's shown?
We can't say that.
Who can't
man,
say that?
Because we're not there. We're not in that
you're
locker
right.
room. We're not out there with them each and every week or on the field with them. We can't say that.
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna say, all right. I'm not gonna say that they're not trying, but I'm gonna say is I don't see the frustration. I don't see the certain will factor where it's like, if I got beat, I come over here and say that. Like, okay, George Pickens messed up. That pick was solely on him. Yeah. But I seen the passion. You only got to throw your helmet.
breaking his helmet.
But I'm saying,
does that
but
make it?
I'm saying no. But I know it doesn't make it. But I'm saying every time that we've seen George have these tantrums. You say it's a tantrum, but it shows me somebody that's passionate and been trying to work, because every negative stereotype he has had, he's worked hard to try to do that. They said he wasn't blocking like he was supposed to, and what he became famous off of. What did he do? He go in there and block. He came in here, they said he wouldn't be a good number 2, and his ego would take into place. No, he did everything that he was supposed to. Now you're seeing the frustrated player that's been working his butt off to do that thing.
And he might have to be the number 1 now
With
as he
CD
goes
going on
into
there.
it. Yeah. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll flip to the offensive side to wrap things up here on this edition of the Players Lounge.
Already.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're maxing out overhead presses, pushing through chest flies, or being the hero your golden retriever needs to carry them over that scary bridge, Smoothie King has the fuel to help you go all out. Build muscle and boost your recovery with 45 grams of protein, 0 grams of added sugar, and delicious customizable ingredients in the Gladiator Smoothie. Available in chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Only at Smoothie King.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboys Nation, the 2025 Dallas Cowboys schedule is officially here. Limited tickets are available now. You heard it right now. Get ready to bring the noise as you watch the Cowboys live at AT&T Stadium when they host the NFC East rivals, Eagles, Giants, Commanders, plus the Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings, and the Cardinals. Visit DallasCowboys.com/ticket or SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
This week's going to be a hot ticket in town.
Boy.
Even with the performance in week 3, people are still going to be excited.
They're early.
What the heck happens?
I'm going to tell you right now, Siri and Alexa be talking to me sometimes. I'll be like, bro, I got to turn off all these electronics. But when I got up this morning, all I heard was Siri play Return of the Mac. Boy, when I tell you Micah is coming back here after what he's seen, oh, man.
He's licking his chops.
He definitely is.
Let's talking to one of my boys this morning, and he brought this up. He was like, "Yo," he said, "Could you imagine if Micah come in and hurt Dak?"
Oh, man.
Why are we putting that out there?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It ain't even a wish. Nothing.
It's not a wish, but
it's just to say,
not in the
shed some light
atmosphere.
on what Jerry would have to do.
what they say.
At that point.
Hey, what Kelsey?
Because Jerry said, what did Jerry say? We'll take one of these Packer picks and use it on somebody special right now if they.
Hey, if I'm a defensive player, I'm gonna tell you my mindset. I'm not going out there to play dirty, but when I tell you that you're gonna use that to go get a generational talent, bet you better go be looking for a new QB. I get hired for one thing. They paid me to do it extremely well. Well, guess what? I'm going to make sure you get your money's worth. You ain't going to get another Michael Parsons. You need a new Dak Prescott messing with me or offensive lineman. But whoever I'm going against, I'm making it a point to drop them.
And with Green Bay losing like they did, you know, they gonna come in here on one.
There's no sneaking up on Green Bay this
hold on.
week.
Josh Jacobs.
He didn't get a tub last week. They kept him out of there. And Buddy was talking greasy to him, said, "I'm making it a point to break your streak." He about to reactivate that streak. I wish he was here right now because you know he be talking about one of my favorite special team coaches of all time, Rich Bisaccia over there. Talking he coming back over there. You think Bisaccia ain't coming back? And when we talk about guys in that last segment of those that had that killer mentality, those guys that go out there, we talking about taste their own blood. I love this. That is what you have in a coach in Rich Bisaccia. Like, that man is a leader of men. Like, it's a reason why not too many special team head coaches get nominated to go even interview for a head coaching job and should have got it. So you think that he ain't what they say, you see your old ex-girlfriend, this and that. I love my new situation and this and that, but hold on, let me put on this cologne and make sure I look real good. You know what you lost? You lost two key pieces at one point in time. Everybody knows in this building that they didn't want to lose Rich Bisaccia.
Yep.
Then on top of that, it's hit or miss, but as far as talent-wise, forget everything else. But you don't lose talent like that in Michael Parsons. You got two of them going for you over there. It's about to be a good week. Rivalry. Dez with the catches the last thing. That's three of them right there. The Holy Trinity right there.
He caught that.
This Green Bay game is about to be special within its own rights. There are going to be so many different headlines that's going to be popping up this week.
They are one of two teams in the NFL through 3 games that have not allowed 250 total yards in any of their 3 games. They're one of 2 teams. The other team is the team they lost to this week in the Cleveland Browns.
They got a defense.
So they've got some defense coming, and it's not just Micah Parsons. Rashawn Gary had multiple sacks
RG
last week.
Got a good
this
secondary.
is a team that's really good. Anthony, when you look at the offense and you look at the way that they've prepared and the way that they played last week compared to this week, what's your confidence level going up against that defense?
The confidence level for the Cowboys.
Cowboys
offense.
Cowboys
offense.
Going up. Hey, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and we saw some minor cracks. You know, Dak has been playing exceptionally well.
How do you feel like he played yesterday?
I feel like he had to press towards the end, and I felt like that's what we were seeing a little bit of, And then of course, when you got CD go down, you lose a major target like that on offense, and it basically almost kind of puts you almost one dimensional in so many kind of ways. But it's going to be tough. It is definitely going to be tough. I haven't seen any consistency to say that well, I actually have seen more consistency over the past few years, but I haven't seen anything to say, okay, the run game is going to definitely do this week. Mm-hmm. We know without CD, we're going to be missing something, but we do have
like that run game.
I was just about to say, man, come on.
Hey.
As much as you're harsh,
they did go away from it, though.
Yeah, I'm not.
They got away from it.
I'm not hating on the run game at all. He's actually playing
really good.
He's playing really good right now. But if you're down, you ain't gonna keep running the ball.
Yeah, of course.
And we haven't shown the balance has been there, but it hasn't been to the place where we could just sit up here and say, okay, we know they're gonna be able to run the ball down their throat. We know they're gonna run right at Mike or anything else like that. Green Bay's defense, even though with it being as young as it is, them young boys in the secondary is making plays.
They are.
So when you ask me about how confident I am with it, I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm not confident in the Cowboys on either side of the ball right now. The only thing I'm confident in is the kicker.
He's a good one.
Right.
He's the best in the league.
Even Dak said that, though. He said, we can't rely on Brandon Hammer. We got to go get points when we have an opportunity.
100%.
You relying on field goals to win you the game. It's like, hey, you desperate right now. Yeah. But as much as I say that, I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I'm more so confident in the offense than obviously the defense is the weak point. But what makes me so confident in the offense, besides the last game, Dak showed me, which I've always said he was a top 10 quarterback in this league. Now, do you have higher expectations for him? Yes. But he's shown me what Barry has been banging on the drum since the season has started. Those first 2 games, he put the team on his back. He had that cape. And with that being said, I look at this Cowboys team, at least the offense coming in this week, kind of like how I was looking at the Bears. Like, we went from having all this success, and now we lost to the Bears. Like, and then Dak, I know him and the competitive leader that he is. He's going to sit there. He's going to bring up all those firsts that happened this week. We don't have CD. Now, guess what, George? We need you to show them that you are the number one, that there really is a 1A and a 1B type guy. Yep. Hey, Ferguson, keep being that guy. Javonte, you have revived your career and showed people that, hey, you're looking in rookie year for him. And the O-line, who we thought, which I was trying to do it earlier, but I'm going to do it now. I am giving y'all flowers. It is early. Do not do that, but hurry up and get this thing going to where I think these guys are going to make this play. The offense is going to be there. I think they're going to bounce back. Like, once you get punched in the mouth, it's how you respond. I think, and Dak has always responded. So the offense is good. It's the defense I'm really worried about.
Big game coming up on Sunday, but lots to break down. I know you guys will be back tomorrow to break it down here, 2 p.m. Central Time from DallasCowboys.com radio. For Anthony Dorsett, for Damontre Moore, Barry Church, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Thanks for letting me fill in for Newey Scruggs today.
Yes,
we'll see you tomorrow with more of the Players Lounge.
Emmy replacing the Emmy.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?